Is this for real or just an act for clicks? We'll look at this and other examples coming up. Welcome back to my channel. It isn't just AI that can be a concern about determining what is reality or not. We have the old-fashioned stuff that can cause confusion too, often deliberately. There are at least two basic scenarios I'll cover. The one I'll focus on the most involves interviews with people who just seem ignorant. These are used a lot for political reasons, including social issues, to make people on one side look stupid. No doubt some are, but my issue is more basic. That is, are these just a small proportion of people looking foolish, while the majority that may have been interviewed were intelligent but not shown? For that matter, are those people who look foolish choosing to look foolish just to get attention? Both are quite possible. You see, times have changed. It used to be if you asked kids what they wanted to be when they grew up, you get responses like a pilot, policeman, fireman, doctor, nurse, teacher, etc. Now you are more likely to get a response like, I want to be famous. And if you ask them what they want to be famous for, they don't really care as long as they are famous. That's not a healthy attitude. Let me go through a series of clips which, in this case, are showing women who are probably mostly feminists really looking stupid. But while I've seen lots of feminists say really stupid things, what we see in these clips may not be a fair representation, which is my point.
How many nickels make $1?
Oh my, I'm so brain dead right now.
You got this, Kayla. Quick, you got this, quick. Kayla, the pressure's
I can't,
on.
There's nothing,
the pressure's on,
there's
Kayla.
Nothing in my head. There's nothing in my head.
What is 12 divided by 3?
3.
Huh? 100 divided by 4. 15 plus 35?
70.
I can hear the blonde jokes now. But here's the thing. First, are these exceptions that the show had to pull out from many perfectly fine responses? Second, do even these bad answers really show these women are stupid? You see, they are under pressure, and even simple math problems under pressure can lead to a brain freeze, and thus no answer, as we saw with the first example. Even the woman who said 15 plus 35 was 70 could just have made a careless mistake under pressure. Come on, we've all seen people do this and have probably made such errors ourselves. Let's look at another so blondes aren't singled out.
How many minutes are in an hour?
358. I have no idea.
This one was weird, not because it was wrong, but it wasn't the kind of error we'd expect out of some carelessness or even brain freeze, especially since it was so close to the correct number while still being a very illogical number. I mean, if someone said 350 minutes, I could see it as carelessness, but 358 doesn't seem to fit that normal human error. And saying she has no idea, even though she was darn close, seems odd.
What country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the USA?
England?
I'm sorry, it's not England, but take another guess.
Yeah, no.
Do you want a hint?
Sure.
Germany occupied them during World War II.
Okay. So it's Germany?
I mean, she's
Wait,
wrong.
nobody help. Which country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the US? Countries.
Germany?
The colors of the flag that gifted the Statue of Liberty include white, red, and blue.
Oh, it's America. Oh no.
Wait, the United States gifted the Statue of Liberty
To the United
itself.
States.
She may be poorly educated. I've seen this kind of stuff a lot today, but I do think I understand why she said Germany. It's just a brain fart. He mentioned Germany, and she just locked in on the name and not the context. And that name just stayed locked in her mind. Such things happen under pressure. Not most of the time, but that brings us back to how selective they were to find this embarrassing example. Same thing applies when he gave the colors of the country's flag as white, red, and blue. Most Americans, when they hear those colors, immediately think of the U.S. flag. And once again, her brain probably just blanked out the context, leading to the funny answer. It's just funny, but doesn't tell us by itself whether she is really an ignorant person or not. Next example.
What gas do humans breathe in to survive?
Carbon dioxide?
No,
What? No. Monoxide? I don't know.
That's a bit more concerning to me. She didn't seem as uptight, and it was a particularly easy question. This next one does concern me since it is such an important part of our history.
Where did the attack on Pearl Harbor take place?
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
So, was it the United States that bombed Pearl Harbor?
Yes.
In Japan. And that's what made the Japanese enter World War II.
I can easily see the brain screwing up with her first statement. She knew Japan was involved, but twisted the situation. But messing up even after being questioned about the United States bombing Pearl Harbor, that's pretty bad. More math.
How much is a quarter of an hour?
25. Oh, wait, no. I feel put on the spot. It would be 25 minutes, right?
This one doesn't surprise me at all, especially coming from a younger person. We mostly had traditional clocks and watches when I was growing up, and as such, we were used to telling the time with statements like 6:15, or 6:45, or 6:30. But I noticed that when digital clocks and watches became common, a lot of kids had no clue what those descriptions meant. And just like this woman, they just applied the use of quarter that they were still familiar with. That is 25 cents. So no surprise they thought a quarter of an hour was 25 minutes. How about this one?
If you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be today?
8.
I'm guessing this is also an understandable error. Maybe the woman was 18. Her brain could lock in on the 10 years ago part, ignoring the context about being born. And then she subtracted 10 from 18. If she was 18, the error was perfectly understandable. We keep getting bad history.
What decade was World War I?
1812 to 1814.
She may have gotten it confused with the War of 1812, or just said the wrong century for World War I, even if she knew what it really was. True, even then she'd be a little off, but not much. The decade would have been accurate. The thing is, almost all these things are at least somewhat understandable and could happen even if they knew the answers. What would matter is whether these wrong answers are a pattern or isolated, rare examples selectively presented. It would also matter if these people are ignorant. How representative are they of their broader group? If I ask such questions of 50 students on a college campus and half of them give such bad answers, that's a reflection on education today. But if that only represents answers from 4 of the 50 students, it doesn't tell you much of anything. And then we have this follow-up, which I would say was intended to make the point that not only are they ignorant of basic facts, but they do know things that really have little value.
Who can name 3 Kardashians?
Kim Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian.
See what I mean? The Kardashians are not important, but she knew them right away. And it would be a valid point if they were really consistently ignorant of more important things. Hey, they may well be. What matters, though, is we can't tell from just a handful of clips whether there is a pattern. But I said there were 2 aspects to deal with, and this brings me to the little clip at the very start of this video. Let me give you more of it.
How is it that I look like this today, yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend?
Now, obviously this woman is acting like a spoiled child. The key word being acting. So was that a real reaction? Certainly it made her look really immature. Yet she posted it, and someone else was doing a reaction to it. Or did she actually put on an act, knowing that it would get attention? thus lots of clicks and reactions from other channels. Remember what I said earlier about young people just wanting to be famous and don't care why. She'll see her followers and views get big numbers and may not care about anything else. Of course, I can't tell without following such people for an extended period, but my point is that you just need to consider the possibilities before coming to a conclusion about a group or even an individual. When it comes to videos from a great many feminist women, I see them saying the most ridiculous things and in the craziest situations that I'm highly suspicious that many of them are just putting on an act. Like when you see a wife treating her husband like scum with, supposedly, a hidden camera recording it. Any woman who actually treats her husband like that and puts up a video about it is pathetic. Oh, I know plenty of women that are that pathetic, but it is so bad sometimes that I think both the husband and wife may well be pretending. At least I hope so. It's a crazy world out there, battling for clicks. Just don't jump to conclusions. If you've watched many of my videos about trolls, you should certainly be aware that those trolls will happily lie to get your attention. While I find clips like this to be amusing, I usually look for things where a woman is trying to be serious, trying to make arguments that are blatantly self-serving or one-sided. Like a woman who lays out a whole series of expectations for what a man should be like and how they should act, but instantly rejects that there should be any expectations for women. That's where you see real stupidity. But it's more a matter of wisdom than intelligence. They are not the same things. Thanks for watching, and don't let the trolls stop you from speaking out.